I used to think being vulnerable meant being weak. Growing up, I always heard things like, don't cry, be strong, or never show your feelings to anyone. Sound familiar? But let me tell you a story that completely changed the way I see vulnerability. A few years ago, I reached what felt like my lowest point. I was facing challenges in every area of my life: work, personal matters, and emotionally. On the inside, I was battling a lot. One day, completely worn out, I decided to confide in a close friend. I shared everything: the fears, the failures, the doubts. And you know what happened? Instead of distancing themselves or criticizing me, they said something I'll always remember. Thank you for sharing. I've been through the same thing myself, and I really appreciate you opening up. That moment of connection was life-changing. It showed me that vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a superpower. And that's what I want to talk about today. If this resonates with you so far, take a moment to hit the like button. It really helps get this message out to more people. Welcome to Thrive. In this space, we explore the power of authenticity, vulnerability, and growth. If you're ready to embrace your true self and unlock your potential, you're in the right place. So, why is it so hard to be vulnerable? Is it fear of rejection? Fear of judgment? Fear of looking like we don't have it all together? The truth is, vulnerability is scary. It's like walking into a room without armor, not knowing if anyone will embrace you or attack you. But here's the thing. Without vulnerability, we miss out on so much. Think about it. Can you build deep, meaningful relationships without being open? Can you really grow if you're too afraid to admit your mistakes or ask for help? Can you even discover your true self if you're constantly hiding behind a mask? Vulnerability isn't about oversharing or putting everything out there for the world to see. It's about being real. It's about having the courage to say, "This is me," flaws and all. When we're vulnerable, something amazing happens. We give others permission to be real too. We create space for deeper connections. And most importantly, we grow. Think about the people you admire most. Aren't they the ones who are authentic, who share their struggles and triumphs? Vulnerability is what makes us human, and honestly, it's what makes us strong. But let's be real. Vulnerability isn't easy. It's a practice. It's a muscle you have to build over time. Here's a challenge for you. Think about one area in your life where you've been holding back. Maybe it's telling someone how you really feel. Maybe it's admitting you need help with something. Maybe it's sharing a dream you've been too afraid to pursue. What's stopping you? And more importantly, what could happen if you did open up? Sure, it might not go perfectly, but it could also change everything. I'd love to hear your story. How has vulnerability played a role in your life? Share your experience in the comments below. Let me leave you with this thought. Vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to show up as you are, to risk rejection, and to keep going anyway. As Brené Brown says, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. So, dare to be vulnerable. Dare to be real. Because the world doesn't need more perfection. It needs more of you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, I'll be in the comments reading your stories. Let's start a conversation about how vulnerability has changed our lives. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.